Bearcat Journal here with Cincinnati special teams coach Luke Paschall. Coach, take us through kind of your journey with special teams. How did you first get involved with it, and why did you decide to stick with the position?
I started off at Oklahoma State. A guy there who's one of the godfathers of special teams, Joe Deforest. He's since retired this past year. Congratulations, Joe. But he was really good at emphasizing with the players, and he handled the specialists as well. He told me a long time ago that if you can coach special teams and specialists, you probably always have a job. So I always took it to heart. And then from that point, going from spot to spot, I went to after Oklahoma State, I was at Ole Miss, and there was a guy there by the name of James Shibest. He's currently special teams coordinator at Purdue. He just got named special teams coordinator of the year this past year when he was at UNLV. So I've been around some guys, Dave Duggan, Larry Fedor. I've been around some guys that special teams is very important to them, and therefore it became important to me. So everywhere I've ever been, it's been a main priority. It's never been something I've been given. I volunteer for this job. I absolutely love special teams. It's a phase that if you don't take seriously, it can get you beat.
So when an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator gets hired, we hear about scheme. Do you have a scheme? And what does that look like on special teams?
Yeah, we have base install stuff, it's things that we're going to get installed. But a lot of times on special teams, you're going based off what you see on film, and there's always going to be tweaks and stuff. So as long as you get your base install in, we're able to evolve. Right now, we're still in the base phase, but starting probably tomorrow, to be honest with you, we're going to start evolving. We're about 3 weeks out from playing a game. We've got to get some other things in. So it's always ever changing. It's always ever changing for us, but we will get our base stuff in.
I think one word I heard about your kind of scheme that he talked about is that you're really creative. How do you kind of separate yourself and be considered creative in special teams? Is it just doing a lot of fakes and a lot of trick plays?
We have run a bunch of fakes. I've run a bunch of fakes, but it's not always necessarily me that wants to run the fakes. Sometimes the head coach. I know Coach Satterfield's he wants to run some fakes now. So we've got something for him, but we're not just going to run fakes to run fakes. I mean, it's got to be calculated. They got to show stuff on film that makes us want to run said fake. But but being creative is like I said, it's what do they show on film? Do they give you the opportunity to be creative with your formations on punt? If they do, then that's how you get to the title of being creative. Sometimes it's not that way. We're going to play the hand that's dealt for us based on the film provided.
Would you consider your style aggressive? I know there was a special teams here and the coach in the past who's with the Colts now. I don't know if you know Mace or not, but Brian Mason.
I know the name.
He didn't call punt return, it was punt block. Is there anything in there that where you're we are ultra aggressive in how we do this, or
in everything? We're like I said a minute ago, my whole philosophy is aggressive but calculated. We're never going to do anything to put the team in harm's way. We're not going to just be running stuff to run stuff and give bad field position. We still want to execute at a high level in certain situations where it's pooch or on kickoff, whatever it is. We still want to dominate the field position battle because that should be number one for you. But if you give us something, we're going to take it. We're going to be aggressive with it. That's on me. The guy works with me and Tim Connor. That we're going to be watching stuff, and if there's something there for us, we're going to take advantage of it. And our head coach is 100% on board with that.
When you go back and look at the tape from last year, do you look at it and say if they cleaned this up or if this was done a little better? There's a couple games that were in the balance that special teams hurt.
I wasn't doing that when I was watching it. I was doing it to learn who the players were. Because I got here so late. I got here on May 12th, and it's that's not enough time to foster relationships. I can't coach a guy hard if I didn't foster a relationship with him to where he knows I care about him. So I wasn't watching it like that, but you naturally just say, they would have gotten that pooch punt against Pitt when they were up by 2 and pinned him inside the 5-yard line. Pitt would have had to go a little bit further instead of having only go this far and kick the game-winning field goal. So, you can't help but naturally, when you see that, be But I wasn't watching it that way. I was trying to figure out who these guys were and what they could do.
Where does Max compare to other powerful punters that you've coached in your career?
He's right up there. He's right up there. He's been in this week and a half has been impressive. You don't play in the SEC and get second team all SEC unless you're a player. So he's got the talent. I had yet to see it because he didn't play last year. His brother did, so I had yet to see it. So we went out to higher ground. He had an unbelievable day. I think he didn't hit anything under 50. with a 4.8 hang time, and today he crushed it again. Like, he's hitting the roof. He's really good. I've been around some really good ones, some really good ones, and he is right up there, if not better, because his preparation is elite. There's never a day where he's not switched on. There's never a day where it's oh, I had a bad day. I don't think, knock on wood, I don't think he's had a bad day. I don't think he's had a bad day, whether it's holding or whatever. He's a pro's pro. And a lot of those guys, Steven, Eli, Wes, I've got a full group of dudes, Max, LeMaster, like I've got a full group of guys that are preparing the right way. Usually I have a group of 10 specialists, 9 to 10. I've got 6. And that can get sketchy real quick. And all they do is work their butt off and prepare the right way, recover the right way. It's been fun to coach them.
What do we need, an extra 10 yards on this thing?
Yeah, let's see if we can get Mr. Sheekley to add. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. It's actually good landmarks, though. When I was at Arkansas State, Cody Grace, I used to tell him to hit the roof. Don't change your thought process of wanting to hit it far. Try to hit the roof, try to hit the beams. And that's what Max was doing today.
Pretty easy at it, too.
It looked effortless.
What do you prioritize in kick and punt returners?
Decision making, elite decision makers. That's number one. We have a little code we go off of. They got to spit back 5 or 6 things. This code we have, and number one is an elite decision maker. If you're back there, slow blinking, not making good decisions, not helping your teammates, like, you're not going to be back there. I don't care. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care how many All-American statuses you got. If you're not an elite decision maker, you're not going to be back there. Period. Kick returner or punt returner.
Is there anyone so far that's kind of sticking out in that area?
We've got several, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But guys like Manny Covey, Logan Wilson, CA, Cyrus Allen, we really do. McDoom.
Yeah.
You forget that 2 years ago he was an All-American kick returner. It's like the cupboard's not bare, I can promise you that.
Yeah.
But they're working their butt off, but they also understand, like, because of that and because of the timeline before we play first game, like, the margins get very, very small in the mistakes you can make out here. So they understand that. Like, you won't be back there if you're a guy that drops 2 in practice and no big deal. It is big deal. You won't play. So
we're the #1 outlet in the country covering gunners. What are your gunners like so far?
Work in progress. I'm glad we're not playing on Saturday. We're work in progress, but they're figuring out. They're figuring out me.
Yeah.
And I think they already have, but I think they're figuring out the fact that, like, the standard is the standard. The standard is best, and I'm not coming off that. The way we practice, the reps we take, how we take them, I'm not coming off that. I know what good special teams looks like. I know what it took to get to that level of special teams, and it takes what it takes, and it is what it is. So they're starting to figure me out. Today's practice was so much better than the last time we got full group reps on punt and KOR. So much better, all because, like, it was their first time doing it with me, and today it was a lot better. They knew where to go. They knew how to act. They knew how to execute, and everything looked a little bit different.
I know you didn't coach these guys, but at least here, there's 2 guys that have made tens of millions of dollars in the NFL because of their special teams, Eric Wilson and Chris Moore, guys that have hung around in the NFL forever. Do you talk to your guys about that? That, like, look, when you get to this...
We literally just had the conversation today. It was the last thing I'd left them before they went to offensive and defensive meetings. I said, you guys, you can play a long time in this game if you actually genuinely invest in special teams and you create value for yourself. There's a guy right now that I coached at North Carolina who's with the Buffalo Bills. He was with Buffalo, now he's with the Patriots. Matt Collins, guy wore no shoes.
Yeah.
Coached him at North Carolina, and he's been playing since 2016. And he'll be a lifer. He'll play as long as he wants to play because he takes care of his body. But too, like, he starts on all 4. He's been starting on all 4 since his redshirt freshman year in college. So, like, once you create value for yourself and then go out there and catch 30 balls or make a couple of interceptions, but you start on 3 of the 4 units, that NFL team sees value in that. They see value in a 53-man roster that he can do all 4 and we can develop him as a corner. So create value for yourself.
Cool. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.